you know, what's so funny? Like, I feel like I called it sometimes because I was so, like, in my job, I was so stressed that I was like, and this is where be careful what you put out to the universe. Like, I remember being like, God, like, please send me something that gets me out of this job, like, gets me out of this rat race, like, just, like, slow me down. I remember that was my thing, like, slow me down. Like, I just want to be slowed down. And a part of me, like, when the doctor diagnosed me, till this day, I'm like, oh my God, what did I, but I was just like a relief. Like, I was like, thank God, like, I get something to just let go and get out of that fucking, like, rat race, like that working hustle, you know, like, I know it's kind of, but like, of course, I'm like, God, I mean, not like that, but
Right.
you know,
Wow. Well, like, what was your mindset like at the time when you find out? Was it like concern? Was it like, you know, optimism? Like, where was your headspace or your emotional self?
at first I was like, I was devastated, but of course, but I knew that this was going to be a long process, especially after I heard, you know, the treatment plan, that it would be a whole year and what I had to go through. I was like, all right, I can't spend every day of my life just down, you know? So I remember my coworker, she gave me like a box, you know, before I started chemo, and the card had, it's a little girl hugging a big giant elephant. And I think she gave it to me for me, like, friendship, but I saw it like me hugging this lump, like, hey, what are you here to teach me? You know, like, what if I befriend this situation instead of like, you know, that thing. And also, apparently I was already when I was down, I was already like, from what people tell me, like, wow, like, you're already like, you taking it so positive. You're so, like, you know, like, even going to and I really didn't realize it. But
So your down is like other people's high still.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was like, wow, really? Like, and then, you know, when people share, like, you share stuff, and I'm like, wow, I never looked at it like that. For me, I was really just trying to make it out, you know, like, I don't know. So it's crazy. Also, the people that surrounded me, you know, like, my boyfriend is very spiritual and uplifting, and he's kind of good at, like, hey, change this wording, or, I mean, it hasn't happened yet, so just don't, you know, like, that. So together with that, I think it was, but yeah, I guess I'm going off tangent, but.
No, you answered. Tell us a little bit about, no, don't tell us a little bit, tell a lot of it, about spirituality. You know, you mentioned your boyfriend's spirituality, and you mentioned some as well earlier. How did that play a role in everything for you?
He played.
And tell us about your spirituality in general.
I will, because my spirituality, I love spirituality. Like, I love reading about religions. It's always been my thing. I you know, so long story short, going back to this fusion thing of being a lot of things, I grew up Catholic.
So did I.
Yeah. But after I discovered, like, without going off tangent, anyway, after I discovered, like, Erykah Badu and all this
stuff, yeah, no doubt,
I got into, you know, me, the Africa inside of me, that I am African, you know. And
not to cut you off, please don't lose your thought. Again, remember I mentioned the power of music earlier, right? And you see who you referenced, a musician, an artist. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I remember I was at the Apollo performing with this girl group I was with. Erykah Badu was there, and she was doing, what's the name with? They got the block, go knock the block, stay high.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they went into this, like, break with drums, and, like, I was just like, wow, what is that? Like, it just moved something in me, you know? But not only with her music, like, any kind of, like, very Afro-based, I was like, what is that? And I'm like, I feel like that's somewhere in me, you know? And long story short, then I found out, you know, about Palo music and Gaga, Haitian Gaga, how it's in Dominican Republic. I found a community of people who practice that music. And I was like, oh my God, you know, like, this is it. Like, this is that feeling. I know it's like ancestors speaking. So then I got into African spirituality, like La 21 División, Voodoo. Like, I started learning about that. So I wanted to be in that, and I kind of pushed away Catholicism, because, you know, they say about people who came to the island and how it was forced on us. So I've always pushed it away. But then I became a yoga instructor, and I'm got really into Hinduism. I'm giving you like super.
I love it though. No, please, please.
Then I found some, but anyway, all of this, that as I started picking up all these things, they all linked. You know, I found the links.
Yes. I think to add on to what you're saying, don't lose your thought. For those of us who are not in a box, and there's no disrespect to anyone who chooses to be in a box, meaning claiming something, we can observe and appreciate all the connections. Like we see while they, and I hope I don't sound super judgmental or anything like that, but while they're fighting or judging other people for not being what they are, I think people like us can view from outside and be like, yo, y'all all living mad similar, and it's all like connected, right?
It is, yeah.
But so you found some things you appreciate about Hinduism when you were practicing yoga?
Yes, yeah. But it also, so all of that was beautiful, but it also created a lot of conflict in me. Like, I'm like, I want to say he when I'm praying, but then I know it could also be a she. And so a lot, and I'm still kind of there, you know? But, for some reason, though, like, I really got into more Christianism this year. Like, it was even before the diagnosis, I was already, so what am I trying to say? So I got into Christianism, I feel like after 2020, I started listening to a lot of, on Sundays, like online church sermons. And I started reading the Bible. And again, I know it can link back to Kemet. But I was like, man, it felt simple and like simplified.
You got to a point where you appreciate it now.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So the Bible has been helping me a lot lately, you know, and those sermons like on Sundays that I listen to, but I still, you know, try to meditate, and it's still, you know, a little bit of each, but it's a very big struggle still to this day. But I do thank like God, because he's has been at the center. And even before the diagnosis, I remember starting the year and saying, you know, this year I'm not going to make resolutions, nothing. I'm just giving it to God. Lead me, take me where I need to go for my purpose, you know. And then I get the cancer, and so I don't know what's going on, but I'm just trusting, taking one day at a time, living God's will. And
so one thing that, you know, in keeping up with just the spirituality aspect of it, when challenges come, they either bring us closer to our Creator or push us away, right? Depending on the perspective that you have, because you could have looked at it as, why me? How I'm this, I'm that. I shouldn't do that. Or it could be like, okay, maybe I need to look deeper into something to hold on to and to help me get through. So which side were you on? And it's not non-judgmental on whichever side, because it's how you cope. But how do you think?
I was definitely on the side of like, I was like, I told you, I'm like, God, what is this trying to teach me? Where am I going with this? You know? So I definitely, I don't feel mad at him at all.
Yes.
I'm trusting. I've even thought like, hey, you know, if I pass away, you know, like, I don't feel like I'll ever be mad at, you know, the divine, gonna like, oh, why did I, you know, like, I don't know, like, I'm feeling something and I can't put into words. I'm still kind of living it. There's something there, whatever, that I'm just trusting that whatever is going to happen, you know,
that's beautiful.
That brings peace, doesn't it? That brings peace in a world that can be so chaotic, right? I guess that's the peace right there, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I feel really weird peace. Like, that's
beautiful.
Wow. What like would you say it is teaching you, or it has taught you?
Definitely to slow down. I'm like, it's okay. Like, we're not. I'm a person. I want to kind of control everything, and I think a lot of us, right? Like, we're like to that. I'm not in control. Like, that's it. You know, like just be in the moment. I don't know. Like, I planned so much, and then it's like I remember, like 2 weeks before I was diagnosed, I was like, I was looking through my, because you know, when you look through your pictures on iPhone, it's like, wow, 4 months ago I was doing this. And like the week before there was a picture and I'm like, I went to my friend's wedding. It was like the last time I got really dressed up and I had like red lips and this gold dress and my boobs were like, you know, I'm sorry if this makes you
Nah,
but,
it's all good.
you know, but it's part of breast cancer, whatever. And I'm like, wow, you know, like, and then like literally 4 months after, I have this picture where I lost, like, I went down to like 111 pounds from 126. My breasts are gone. I was like bald and I look so sick. And I'm like, wow, see, that's why you can't say, oh, I'm going to save this dress for this occasion. Wow. You know, and they say like,
I do that. Obviously not a dress, but like, yeah.
Me too.
But like an outfit
like,
or a shirt or something.
Yeah, I literally have a shirt right now sitting in my closet that I always pictured it for this single that I have coming out. I'm like, when I shoot the video for that, and I've literally had it for like 4 years, I'm like, I need it to be for that video. And now the shirt doesn't even fit me because my breasts are smaller. Wow. Yeah. Because of cancer. So it's like, I think me trying to control, you know, thinking that I'm playing at God and like having that.
That's so profound. And I resonate with that. Like, because like I said, I do that. I'm embarrassed to say there's things that I don't post because I'm like waiting for like a moment.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do that.
Like, and then what, you know what has happened? And then like the moment, whatever the moment is, doesn't come. And then I won't post it because I'm like, it's too old to post.
Yes, that's me. Oh my God, that's so me.
So yeah. Is it, and I don't know the answer. We're having a conversation. Is it a scarcity mentality? Well, I mean, because the thing is like
me that.
Let's just go with your dress. You're our guest, so let's focus on your dress. Oh, no, it wasn't a dress. It was a shirt.
A shirt.
Pardon. It's a special shirt, and you're like, yo, it's fly. I'm gonna wear it for a video. To me, that sounds logical. It makes sense. So, not that there's anything wrong with that, but like you said about the presence, you know, what do we do with that? Like, yeah. I don't know. Like, is it? And I remember reading something about someone who saved the dress, and I don't know if the story is true, but anyway, there was a woman who saved the dress that she wanted to wear for a special occasion, and she never wore it, and then she passed away, and then her family members found the dress. I don't know if it's true or not, but the message behind it is strong, right? Yeah. And it's very, like, it relates to what we're talking about. I don't know. What is that? I mean, should we just wear the shirt? Because it makes sense. Like, yo, let me wear it for the video. Or is it that we need to make the video faster?
Right. I honestly feel like I didn't, because it wasn't only about the shirt. It was also about, no, because I want this particular sound with this producer, but I don't have the money to pay it right now, so I'm going to wait. It was like a lot of things, you know, also that thing to try to get stuff perfect. So I think it's also, hey, you can, if the universe is putting this producer in your path, I'm just using myself as this Please. Producer in your path right now, work with that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, because what if, it's what they say, what if God has a bigger plan for you? And because you're focusing on the song with that producer, and maybe that's not the song that will give you the results you want. He's putting something else there. And it's like, I don't know, am I going off tangent? But am I?
No, you're not. No, this is like, the thing. It's just that control. Like, it needs to sound like this. And in doing that, I postponed it to like 4 years. The shirt was sitting in my closet. Wow. Because I never recorded the song, because I never had the perfect producer, because I wasn't in DR to record the video, and I wanted to wait for the chance to go to DR. You know, it's like, keep going and going instead of just making. But then, right? I'm with you, right? I'm with you. Right now I'm reading Steve Jobs' book. Steve Jobs was super controlling, super like about details, and like he'll be like, yo, that's not the right tone of a color. And it doesn't matter if it was expensive or what he wants, like what he wants. So then but then somebody like him who's super picky. I think what it is though, he got the job done though. So like, no offense to you and myself, right? Because I'm putting myself in your shoes because I can relate. Maybe what it is that we're like, he also had a time. Like, yo, that ain't the right one. We need this now. 3 months. Yeah. We're gonna get this done. Okay. So maybe for you and I, you know, I don't know if you can relate, Mack. It's putting some type of time stamp on it. So it was like, all right, I can't afford that producer now, right? But I'm going to DR next year, and I'm going to create a plan so I can wear that shirt by next year. I don't know. It's still future based.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what was lacking. Like, did you, and again, I'm not trying to like say you did anything wrong.
Right.
Like, did you have like,
I'm like, really?
so while you were saying, okay, I wanted to be in DR and I wanted this specific producer, but did you have a plan?
No, I did not have
Maybe,
a plan.
okay. And then 4 years came. And
Yeah, I
years
think
flew
even
by.
more than that. Like, yeah.
So
I
maybe,
always knew I wanted to. I had the song written and everything, but it wasn't recorded.
right.
And then I did start working on the song, and it took us, because it's me and another composer. Shout out to Alex Marcelo, pianist, Panamanian and Dominican.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We were working on it, and it took us like 9 years to complete it too. And I think we both were like, no, not yet, this, that, and family got it. You know, like we both are musicians with family. So it was like,
Yeah.
you know, that leaving room for that